Today on the channel, we begin our look at the Marvel Legends series Secret Wars 40th anniversary of Secret Wars subline within Marvel Legends retro card line. And we'll be taking a look at first Titania on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another Marvel Legends review. This time we're looking at the Secret Wars line. So back in 1985, 84, 85, right in that end period of 84, beginning of 85, Marvel put out the first mega Marvel event. Well, I wouldn't call it the first mega Marvel event. They had the Contest of Champions, which was a big crossover before this. But I would say the first kind of real, actual, big deal type of crossover was Secret Wars. Why was Secret Wars? Why am I going to say that? Because it had a tie-in to a toy line from Mattel, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars toy line. The story was made to support, in a sense, the toy line and vice versa, but really it was made to send, it was more for the toys than it was for the comic books, even though it took place in the Marvel Universe canon, and the toys somewhat deviated here and there. But that was the big deal, and Secret Wars sort of kicked off that whole idea of massive inter company crossovers. DC was right behind them, probably even similar development times with Crisis on Infinite Earths, and both of them are giant mega stories that I, hold a very special place in my heart and in my comic book collecting, and then therefore in my action figure collecting. So, they have gone beyond just the stories. You always want the physical manifestations of things from those great pivotal stories from back in the day. And with Marvel Legends series Secret Wars, initially I was only going to get Titania and Captain America. As it turns out, I've gotten more than just Titania and Captain America. So we're going to be looking at them all as we go. But we're going to start with Titania. Titania was number one on the hit parade for me because she's never been released as a figure before, at least that I'm aware of. And she helped complete the Secret Wars lineup, which we're still sort of drib-drabbing out. So checking out Titania's packaging, we've got the Marvel Legends series Secret Wars packaging, takeoff on the Marvel Superhero Secret Wars packaging from Mattel back in the day. Titania sitting in there looking pretty cool. Her costume is accurate, but they did do a little bit of alteration here, but I'll get into that once we got her out. She got the villain shield, extra set of hands, the Marvel Superhero Secret Wars 40th anniversary little thing that you stick in the shield there. And on the back, you got the cross cell. And the cross cell is a bunch of figures that have been mostly, they're mostly remakes. But not all remakes are created equal. And we'll get into that a little bit as we go. So Titania does have some text on the back of her box. As you can see here, I'm going to read it. When Dr. Doom harnesses the Beyonder's power to create superhumans, Mary McPherson becomes Titania, whose immense strength and durability make her integral to the supervillain team. And it's a fact. It is true. So one of the things they did with Titania when she first showed up was have her sort of curb stomp She-Hulk. Maybe it wasn't that simple, but that's kind of what happened. And then she ended up sort of meeting the love of her life, the Absorbing Man, and they ran around for decades, really, together. As far as I know, they're still As far as I know, they're still together. I know sometimes you'll see Absorber Man by himself. Maybe you don't see Titania by herself quite as much. They've tried to reform here and there and that kind of thing, but they always end up being villains again, sort of their fate. But both of them are cool. I hope they make a new Absorber Man sometime in the future because I'm going to need to get him. But I definitely wanted Titania. So next up, we're going to get Titania out of the package and see what we can see. All right. So we have Titania out of her package and with her accessories, as we always do, of course. And she's looking pretty cool. First off, I guess we'll go over her accessories. And she's got the shield, which is a lenticular shield, just like back in the day. I'm trying to get it to do it on camera. It's difficult. There we go. Where you can see her mask goes off and on, mask off, mask on, 85 style. And you got the Secret Wars 40th logo and sort of like a little instructions of how you change out the backing in the shield. And she's got two kind of grapply hands. That's pretty cool. And then you've got Titania herself. And she is definitely on the beefy side for a female for sure. Um, and Titania's costume, of course, is just provocative by nature from the beginning. And they didn't take away all of the provocative nature of it, but they did a little bit. So the how the costume appears in the comic book is there's no like little t-shirt that's like a lighter purple underneath where her chest would be. It's really just skin. And I'm not sure if there's a means. I mean, you probably could paint it to where you can paint her flesh tone there to make her be an OG Titania. Um, Obviously, I don't like it, but I get it because Hasbro has to sell these things to kids, so they got to do what they got to do. As it is, they kept the high waisted bikini, so they didn't take away everything. But she looks good, looks great. Got her spikes. Um, her physique sort of looks like somebody with some strength, and of course she's got a mean and angry look on her face. Um, and Mary McPherson, Skeeter, as they called her, was like a very small person. So she was small, she was picked on, and Doom giving her the super strength powers and durability that she got made her into like a supreme bully where she wanted to pay everybody back. Um, Spider Man, despite being way weaker than her, embarrassed her during the Secret Wars conflict. And, she sort of had like an irrational fear of Spider Man for a good while. But the figure is great. Articulation is pretty good, even with this belt. So she has the belt, but the belt is just painted on. So it doesn't really stop her articulation. Maybe you want to get a Dremel, but I don't know because I wouldn't want to mess up the belt. I think it's about as good as it's going to be. There. Kicks pretty good. Knees pretty cool. She does have this She-Hulk kind of deal where the knee and elbow plastic is different than the rest of the arm, so it's like a different shade of purple, but it's not quite as noticeable on her. She can look up and down, but of course her hair, as per normal, is going to um, impede that. But you got some pretty cool articulation going on here. Really, really nice job. So there you go. All right, so first up for comparisons, we're going to bring in her super powered benefactor, the person who gave her her abilities, the incomparable Doctor Doom. Now, of course, this is the Fantastic Four Doctor Doom, uh, Marvel Legends series Fantastic Four Wave Doctor Doom, the original one. They did Doom very recently with a cloth cape, soft goods cape, for the. I don't think it's part of the Marvel 85th line, but the Taskmaster, Doctor Doom, and Iron Patriot set, but it's essentially the same Doom, just with a cloth cape. And then next up, we will bring in also her benefactor, Secret Wars Doctor Doom. This one is from the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest program. That came with Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau. They do have a review on the channel, so you can check that out. And yeah, only thing I need really for her is an Absorber Man. I have a She-Hulk for her to beat up. So yeah, I think we're good. All right. Not really much more to tell here, so we're going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Marvel Legends Secret Wars Titania. Yeah, this is exactly about what I expected. Marvel Legends have been putting out some really great female figures lately. They've been doing a really good job with that. I think most people can agree, and Titania is no exception to the rule. She looks good. You'll definitely see her probably in all the rest of the Secret Wars videos that I'll be doing, so you'll see her again. But I'm very happy with it. As I said, there's the sort of pink t-shirt kind of thing that's going on in her costume. It deviates a little bit from the source material, but not so much that I just can't deal with it. Worst case scenario, it can be painted, and I am going to look into that, so be on the lookout for that too. I think where I got a figure rank, I can safely give her a 9 out of 10. It's a great figure. There's the one thing about it that I don't like, but I understand the necessity for it, so it's a 9 for me. All right, guys, stay tuned. We got a lot more Secret Wars, a lot more Marvel Legends in general coming in the month of February, so stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We are trying to grow the channel and get our views and subscriber counts up, as everybody is on YouTube. Nothing new. I'm not saying anything new to anybody, but we'd love to have you along for the ride. So consider liking and subscribing. Till next time, happy collecting. Everybody stay safe. See you on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.